Yeah, I'm on a desktop. I don't have a camera. So what can I do for you?
So yeah, I don't know if you can see. My sister-in-law has a house for sale. It's vacant,
Mm-hmm.
and so I told you it's a hybrid, but it's not a hybrid because she has no equity on the home, so it'll be a subject to. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So I'm trying to figure how to calculate it. Also, this will be my first deal, and so I was trying to see if I can partner up with your team of investors. And so my question is, would it be a good deal for them, and also location?
All right. Well, first things first, what city is it in?
Is in Holiday, Florida. It's about 40 minutes north of Tampa.
Holiday, Florida.
Yes.
Okay. And what's the population of Holiday, Florida?
Um,
It's like 21,000. Okay.
you found it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right. So, and you said it's 40 minutes out of Tampa?
It's about 40 minutes north. Yeah.
Okay.
So I live close to Mills.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the numbers. What's the mortgage balance?
So it's 214,
Okay.
200,
And
214,000, and the monthly is 1,500.
is that principal, interest, taxes, and insurance?
I believe so. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not 100% on that.
All right.
Because
We'll get a mortgage statement at some point to verify that.
right,
What's
yeah,
the interest rate?
that I also don't know and have to find out.
Okay. And then what were you
But
thinking for a down payment?
what was the question again?
What were you thinking for a down payment?
See, that I also don't know. What I would. So that's something that I would choose.
Well, let's start with this. How much are they selling the house for?
Right now, I think it's listed for 250. Yeah, 250 is on Redfin.
Okay. So the most that we would give them, let's do a little bit of math here if you want to grab your calculator on your phone or whatever and follow along. If they were to sell their house on market 250,000 and I were to subtract 215,000 of their mortgage balance, that means that they are going to be walking away with $36,000, give or take, not including realtor commissions. Do they have it listed with a realtor or is it
Yeah,
online as a sale
yeah.
owner?
It's been on the market for 126. No, yeah,
Okay.
126 days. So
And do you know how much the real estate agent is charging them?
I do not know.
All right. Well, let's work under the we'll work on the assumption it's 3%. That's about typical. So if I were to subtract 3%, which would be $7,500, and then we'll do another like 2% for title and escrow fees. So that would be 25. Nope, that'd be $5,000. So realistically, when everything is said and done, and who is this, by the way? Is this your mother-in-law?
Sister-in-law. So my
Sister-in-law.
brother's
So
wife.
your sister-in-law, if they sold this house on market, would walk away free and clear with about $23,500 after paying everything. So
Right.
essentially, we would use that to determine what we would give them as a down payment. So if we know that when everything's said and done, they're going to be walking away with 23,000, and the most that we can give them in this situation would be about 20,000, I would say we should probably start it off at about $12,000 down. What will this property rent for?
So I would have to find like comps around the area.
You could always just put it into Deal Sniper. Give me 1 second. I'll do it. Let's see. Definitely don't want to give the address out for your property. So
Oh, it says $1,793. Is that what you mean? The estimated rent?
Rent? Yep, 1,783.
No, 93.
93. Okay, so then I'm just gonna do 1,800. All right, so I can tell you right now, this deal is gonna be very tight.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this deal is gonna be pretty tight because 1,500. Yeah, you're only at a 1.3% cash on cash return. And the reason for that is because the property will not rent for much more than what the current mortgage payment is.
Yeah, it's because of the mortgage.
So the only thing you would be able to do is sell this to a homestead buyer.
Yeah.
If you sell it for a home, if you sell it to a homestead buyer, you can probably get the deal moved. What's the condition of the property?
It's everything's renovated.
How
It
long
changed.
ago was it renovated?
I don't know, but
All
I
right.
mean, if you
It's
look at
listed online, right?
yeah, if you look at the pictures, everything's
Yeah, let me take a look at it.
like all the furniture on there is gone now. So it's vacant.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice floor, nice kitchen. Bathroom looks decent. Ceiling fans, good. That's good. Yeah, nice property. I think your best bet would be to lock it up under contract and try and sell it to a homestead buyer. Market it on Facebook and see if you can find someone that has let's see, sub two. You need someone that's got $26,200 cash and they can own this property. So
Yeah.
what that would look like is at closing, they would bring this amount to escrow, sign paperwork, and then they would be making that $1,500 monthly payment on behalf of your sister-in-law.
Yeah, she's been having a hard time selling this property.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well, the problem is, or at least creatively, is that it won't cash flow. You're
um,
only showing as a
with
homestead.
subject to, since the seller has little equity, is the buyer or investor making payments to the lender since the house is mostly under the lender's name since the seller doesn't have any equity, or how's
Yeah, the way that this would work would be your sister-in-law would receive this $12,000 at closing, and then that's it.
that's it, right?
All,
Yeah,
all monthly payments by the buyer would be made directly to the mortgage company for the mortgage payment.
to the mortgage. Okay, I was wondering about that. And then what about with hybrid? Is it kind of
It's
what
exactly the same
equity?
on the seller on it's exactly the same on the mortgage side. The only difference is the seller would get the down payment at closing and then the monthly payment on the seller finance portion of the hybrid.
Right, yeah. So it will still be under the sellers.
Yes, in both situations, the mortgage will still be in your sister-in-law's name.
Wait, I'm confused now. This is subject to the
With a
investor.
subject to the seller still has the mortgage in their name at closing. The buyer is just making the payment for them. It's not transferring ownership as far as the actual mortgage itself. It's still going to stay in your sister-in-law's name. And that's the
Okay.
same thing if that's the same thing with the hybrid.
What's that?
That's the same thing with the hybrid.
Okay, so even because the lender, the investor is paying the lender, is still under her name.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
that's the offer. That's how it would work. The only thing that you can dictate, especially now, because it's going to be a homestead buyer and not an investor, you can actually kick this back up to $20,000. But now you have to find a homestead buyer that can pay $34,000 to own
Okay,
this home.
and also, if this was a good deal, is the location good for your team of investors?
Oh no, my team does not. My team does not move homestead deals anymore. We have so many deals coming in that are investor deals. We just don't have the time.
No, if it was a good deal though.
Oh yeah, if it was a good deal, we would absolutely push it.
Location wise, is this something where they would move forward and invest in it?
They would probably take a look in that area and look at it. It would be better if it was more in a major city, but this is your sister-in-law's house, so it's not like you can control where she bought it, years ago. So, if the deal worked out cash flow wise, yeah, I think this would be a good deal for someone to take, especially with the property already being renovated.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Yeah, because right now in the beginning, I'm gonna just team up with you guys, and since it's my first one, so I just want to make sure location wise, you guys can find a buyer if I send you a deal.
Yeah, as long as the numbers are good and it's not a homestead deal, we'll definitely push it.
Okay. All right. All right, Sean. I appreciate your help.
Not a problem. You need anything else, you hit me up in the main chat. All right.
I appreciate it, Sean.
Talk to you later. See ya.